Elizabeth shivered. Finding her real mother had been a lifelong dream, abandoned only when her adoptive father threatened to cut off her funds for medical school if she continued to search. Now Ralph was dead. The phone number was in her hands, and it was time to discover everything she could about her biological heritage, especially now that she could never be close to McClure. It was heartbreaking to think she would live in the same town as her sister and wouldn't be able to see or contact her. Elizabeth had made her choice. She would have a daughter instead, and maybe discover the woman who had given birth to her. The thought that she might speak to her real mother for the first time made her knees weak. She held the paper with Mrs. McClure's number and tried to prepare for the possibilities. The woman would hang up on her. Mrs. McClure was Jenna's step-parent. Their real mother had died or disappeared, or was in a mental institution somewhere. Elizabeth took a deep breath and dialed the number. As it rang, she rehearsed the speech she'd been preparing for days. As a doctor and a scientist, she was always confident. But this was about family, the part of her life that always failed her. "Hello?" The voice was high-pitched and abrupt. Elizabeth's heart sank. "Patricia McClure?" "Yes?" "This is Dr. Myers at North Mackenzie Hospital in Eugene. I'm with the Genetic Science Department." "What can I do for you?" "You have a daughter named Jenna McClure?" "Yes? Why?" Panic pitched her voice even higher. "Is something wrong?" "No, I'm sorry if I alarmed you. We're conducting a study of families with genetic markers for cystic fibrosis. I can't help you," Mrs. McClure cut in. "As I told Jenna, I don't know anything about her father's family, and there's never been any history of the disease in mine." "What about your other children? Has any—" "I told you I can't help you." The woman was frightened and hiding something. Elizabeth knew she wouldn't get another chance if Mrs. McClure hung up. "I don't mean to cause you any discomfort," Elizabeth said, struggling to sound soothing. She didn't understand how anyone could refuse to cooperate with medical research. "Our intention is to find a cure for the disease, so that people like your daughter can become pregnant without worrying about the health of their child. If we knew her father's name and whereabouts, we could get the information from him directly." "His name is Jack McClure, but I don't know where he is." Mrs. McClure's voice stiffened with old indignities. "Why don't you just forget it? That's what I told Jenna when she told me about the blood test. If she wants to get knocked up by some guy she never met, she'll just have to take her chances." "You disapprove of artificial insemination?" Elizabeth began to hope this abrupt and selfish woman was not her mother. "Doesn't matter," she sniffed. "Jenna does what she wants." "What about your grandchild? What if he or she is born with cystic fibrosis? Wouldn't you like to help us find a cure?" In the silence that followed, Elizabeth could hear her soften, could hear her searching for a way to help without revealing her secrets. Elizabeth had a small pang of guilt about making up the CF condition. "Can you tell me your maiden name, at least?" Elizabeth asked gently after a long time. "Perhaps we can trace your family medical history for you." Another long silence. "There's no point in asking about my family. Jenna's adopted." Elizabeth was stunned. She hadn't prepared herself for the possibility. It was her turn to be silent. "Are you there?" "Yes, sorry." "This is surprising. Jenna never mentioned it during any of her interviews, nor in any of the paperwork she filled out." Elizabeth's mind whirled. How could McClure, it hurt too much to think of her as Jenna, not tell the clinic she was adopted? More important, what did it mean for the child Elizabeth planned to have with her sister's oocytes? "Jenna doesn't know." Elizabeth's mouth fell open in disbelief. "You never told your daughter she was adopted?" The shock and grief she'd felt at discovering her own adoption surfaced with intensity. Her heart went out to McClure. She's 32 years old and planning a family. How could you not tell her? "I know I should have, but the older she got, the harder it seemed. Then it was too late. If I told her now..."